Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome back to Things to Keep Private in Islam, and we're exploring the beautiful guidance of our Deen on safeguarding our dignity in others as well. So today in episode 4, we're going to discuss a topic that's critical to fostering unity and trust in our communities, and it's the faults of others and why Islam emphasizes on keeping them private. Mm. So imagine for a moment, how would you feel if you made a mistake you made in private and was broadcast to the whole world to see, live stream? Embarrassed? Would you feel hurt, vulnerable? In Islam, and it's unmatched wisdom. It teaches us to protect each other from such pain in a profound hadith. The message of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, whoever covers up the faults of a Muslim, Allah will cover up his faults on the day of resurrection. Subhanallah. What a powerful incentive to shield one another's from exposure and humiliation. So let's reflect on why this teaching is so important. First, we must recognize that none of us are perfect. We're all humans. We have shortcomings, moments of weaknesses, and lapse in judgments. By keeping others' faults private, we're showing humility, acknowledging that we too need Allah's mercy and forgiveness. As the Prophet, peace be upon him, reminds us, a Muslim is a brother of another Muslim. He should not oppress him nor hand him over to his enemies. Mm. This includes protecting our brothers or sisters from the enemy of public shame and criticism. We can also think about what else that, talks about, because let's be real, what's happening right now in Gaza, Sudan, and all these other places. Do you think Muslims are living up to this of making sure that we're not handing over other Muslims to the enemies? What are these other Muslim countries doing? I'm just saying. But secondly, concealing faults help maintain the bonds of trust in our relationship. When we respect each other's privacy, we create an environment of safety and support. And on the contrary, exposing someone's mistake can lead to broken ties, resentment, and discord in the community. We're all in this journey together towards Allah. And slip ups from one of us should inspire compassion, not condemnation. Because I feel like in the Muslim community, we listen and we judge. So now let's clarify an important point. Keeping someone's faults private doesn't mean enabling harm or injustice, right? It's the faults If the faults involves like a situation where someone's safety is at risk, Islam encourages us to act responsibly and address the issues with wisdom and, emphasis, care, with care. So the goal is to protect, not to expose, and to guide, not to shame. I'm gonna repeat that again for some of y'all in the back that needs to hear it. The goal is to protect, not to expose, and to guide, not to shame. All right. So before we wrap up, here's a beautiful takeaway. When we conceal the faults of others for the sake of Allah, we're investing in our own future. On the day of judgment, a day when every soul will be desperate for mercy, Allah's promised to cover our faults in return. What could be more rewarding than that? Think about that. So, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 4. Um, of things to keep private in Islam. And remember the next time you encounter someone else's fault, and when you encounter another Muslim's fault, to choose mercy over judgment and privacy over exposure. Follow us, especially for the aunties. Hello, you don't need to go tell the whole family. Anyways, but follow us for more episode as we continue uncovering the wisdoms of keeping certain matters private in Islam. In the next episode, we're going to be looking into marital intimacy and why it's important to keep it private. If you haven't listened to the 3 episodes before this one, I highly recommend going and listening to those. Episode 3 talks about, keeping your plans and intention private. And episode 2 talks about why you should keep your bad dreams private. So these episodes are very meaningful and you might be able to learn something from them. So I highly recommend going back a few episodes and checking those out. So yeah, this was episode 4. We have about 3 more left in the series, and I'm looking forward to wrapping it up and continue to learn and grow with you guys. Remember, once again, this is a learning and growing and non-judgmental community. Leave comments leave in a comment section for me, like, when was a time where you shared another Muslim's fault and how did that negatively impact the relationship? Or just tell me about like what you've learned from this lesson or what perspective might have changed. Looking forward from hearing from you guys, and thank you for listening. Salam.